Hey everyone, welcome to Pipes, Tobacco, and Whiskey. I wanted to share something really special with you today. When I came back from the Chicago Pipe Show, I had a message from someone uh, that was interested in me trying one of his products. His name is Simone Mori, and he is the creator of a pipe called the Job pipe. And the Job pipe is a titanium made pipe that's really, really interesting. And I want to share some features with you because I got this pipe at the middle of June. And since then, I've been smoking it every day. It's incredible. And there's some special things I want to share with you. So all of the pieces for this pipe comes in a little pouch that you can carry along with you. The cool thing about this is that all the parts are interchangeable. So you can create many different styles of pipes based on what your preference is and what you like to smoke. But it comes with a base, and the bowl is made of titanium. The bowl has two rings on the bottom that seals into this base, and the base kind of works as a calabash. There's a chamber in the bottom there that some of the smoke and the humidity collects and kind of sits in there and really helps with a drier smoke. But this is so simple to put together. You have your base, you just place the titanium bowl in there, and he has several different options as to what bowls you can use. There is a little marker. I don't know if you can see that, but there is a little marker, a little niche at the very top of the bowl to help you align the draw hole of the bowl to the draw hole of the base so that they're aligned. Now, once you've got your bowl and your base attached, you have several different options that you can use. This is a 9 millimeter filter holder. So if you like to use filters on your smokes, then this would be the perfect one to add on right to the bowl. Um, Everything, it disassembles. You can get a cleaner in there, paper towel, wet paper towel to clean it out. Very simple to clean. And then you can put that on. I don't use a 9 millimeter filter, so I haven't used that one. But here's the really big thing that I love about this pipe. You can also add a reverse calabash. He calls it a booster, but essentially what it is, it's a reverse calabash chamber. So it creates another cavity for that smoke to kind of cool off and lose some of that moisture before you draw it in. And it's very easy to take apart and to clean. And then what I like to do, it has just a normal stem that you could also use. Um, Basically, just create, when you put this on along with the mouthpiece that comes with it, basically you have about a 5.5 inch pipe. So a normal sized pipe. Now he's got these little fitting devices that screw into whatever you want to use for your mouthpiece. Okay, so what I do is I'll just put that piece right on the mouthpiece. So I've got that little adapter on there. And then I'm going to select what I want to use. I have so many options. You have at least 7 different options of what you can use to smoke something with. So I am going to just use the stem, and I'm going to use the booster. I could put the longer tenon on there as well, just screw it on, but it almost makes for a church warden or a really long styled prince or something like that. But I don't necessarily need that length. I like to have it a little bit closer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the booster, the reverse calabash. And it just basically screws on there very easily. And then that part screws on to your base. Very simple. And with this, now what I have is a about a 5.5 inch pipe with a nice tall, probably a group 3 or group 4 sized chamber, my calabash base, my reverse calabash chamber here, and then my stem. And you can just go around and smoke it as much as you want. That's another thing about this titanium is, you know how in a briar pipe or even an olive wood pipe, or heck, for sometimes maybe even a meerschaum pipe, depending on how much you smoke it, you have to give it a little bit of time to rest, to absorb all the moisture from the smoke. You can't smoke it one right after another. These titanium pipes, you can smoke 100 times a day if you wanted to, and it would not hurt the pipe. This pipe is designed to absorb the heat of the tobacco and disperse it outwards. So that titanium will draw that heat right out of the bowl. And that's what these rings are kind of for, is that you can hold on to those rings without heating up your hand. Uh, every now and then I felt the rings get just a little bit warm, and so what I did is I just grabbed it by the base, and that was cool, and I smoked it. Um, so the reason why I love this, guys, is because I am actually tasting pure tobacco. There is absolutely nothing that's getting in the way of what the tobacco tastes like. With a briar pipe, you may have smoked a dozen or so blends in that briar pipe. And just the nature of that briar, it starts to build up a cake, uh, and it starts to absorb those tars and uh, moisture condensation that builds up, and the wood starts to taste a little bit like every blend you put in your pipe. Not this one, because all you have to do with this is, after you smoke it, you take a moist paper towel, you can get in there, and every part of this pipe is cleanable. Pipe cleaners fit right through it. The chamber on this calabash opens up, so you can take paper towels and get in there and clean it. Same with the bowl. You can put paper towels in there, clean it. The base comes off, the bowl comes off. You can clean the calabash chamber in there. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I smoked this. The first time I smoked this was in my pickup truck on the way home from work. And it was, I have to say, it was probably 95 degrees outside. It was so hot. And so what I did was I smoked my favorite blend coming home, because I know what I like in my favorite blend. Um, I know how it tastes. I know how it reacts. I just am familiar with it. I've been smoking it for years and years and years and years. And I wanted to do a slight experiment. It was hot outside. It's going to get hot with the temperature as I light the tobacco in here. Is it going to taste just, like what I know my favorite blend can taste like? Or is it going to be affected by all this heat, this, that, and the other thing? So I lit it, and surprisingly, you know how sometimes we can sit here and do charring lights over and over and over and over to get your tobacco going. I didn't have to do that very much. Partly of the way I loaded it, but partly because it just accepted the flame really, really well. So I lit it, tamped it down, lit it again, went off on my way home. As I was driving, I thought to myself, there is something unique about this pipe. I was getting flavors that I had never tasted before in my favorite blend. They were good, but a certain pepperiness was coming out. A nice natural sweetness was beginning to come out. There was an umami kind of flavor, an earthiness that I had not really gotten before. The blend itself was more cohesive than tasting just component. It was amazing, and the smoke never got hot. It was always just the same temperature. And I tried to smoke it with the pipe in hand. I tried to smoke it as a clencher. Either way, just super comfortable. Everything worked. The pipe never really got hot in my hand. A little bit on the rings because I was really puffing. I wanted to just work this pipe to see what I could do with it. And it responded terrific. It was really good. I've tried it several other ways. I've tried it with just the stem going into the pipe. I've tried it with the stem and the reverse calabash going into the pipe. I've tried it this way. And for me, the most quality smoke was the longer smoke with the stem and the calabash. Something like this. It would have gone like this. But it was a little long for me, and I didn't necessarily want to mess with that in my pickup truck, because this is where I've primarily been smoking this. So I tried other blends in it. I would clean it out just like Simone shares on his website. By the way, if you get a chance, go to jobpipe.it. Job, J-O-B, pipe, P-I-P-E.it. He's got several different articles and videos linked on his website that show how to clean it, how to load it. He's got a really great introductory video. He's also a YouTuber, so you might subscribe to his channel. But he's got an introductory video on how to load a pipe, how to basically load a pipe, how to smoke a pipe for beginners. It's great. It's a really informative website. Along with this comes all the different rings for replacements if you need replacements. This particular package also had a stainless steel Toscano pipe where you can put your Toscano cigar in here and smoke it through a pipe. It's a little heavier than the titanium, but it's stainless steel. That was really cool too. But you can also use this as a regular pipe. It holds about 1 gram of tobacco. So you're talking about 15 to 20 minutes of a smoke. You know, it's a good pipe to have for work breaks, whatever you deem to use it for. So anyway, this product is absolutely incredible, guys. I have never experienced a smoke that was absolutely true tobacco. When you smoke a briar, you know that there's going to be a little bit of an interference with the wood of the pipe, with the previous smokes that you've had in that pipe, so you're interacting with other tobacco flavors as well. None of that. I got absolutely the truest taste of tobaccos, and I've tried this on Virginias, I've tried it on Englishes, I've tried it on aromatics. All the same, you get the true identity of the components of tobacco that's in that blend. It's amazing. So you need to visit his website, Job, J-O-B, pipe, P-I-P-E.it. Please check him out. It's wonderful. Now, there's a couple of things that you might be asking about. Well, is this a gimmick? Is it something that I'm going to use? I can tell you that within the last 2 or 3 weeks that I've had this pipe, I've smoked this pipe more than I've smoked any other. Um, this is going to be my new tasting pipe. When I try a tobacco for the very first time, this is going to be the pipe that I use. And I'm going to use it, in several different ways to get a true tasting of that tobacco. And then I might go to Meerschaum, or I might go to a Briar after that. I got to say, guys, and I know some of you guys are purists, but this gives me a better understanding of the tasting components in a tobacco than a Meerschaum does. And I know a lot of people say, well, Meerschaum is the purest form. But when I smoke a Meerschaum, I do get kind of a flavor from the Meerschaum that's almost like a soapiness when I smoke a Meerschaum. So there is a slight interference of the material in Meerschaum that interferes with the tobacco. This, absolutely none. Does not require a break-in process. You can smoke it right out of the box, and it's going to smoke exactly the same 3 years from that time. Make sure you just have to make sure that you keep it clean. You have the little mouthpieces right here. You have several options as far as colors and things like that. There are so many accessories that you can get for this to create. I mean, you can make a curved pipe. It's wonderful. There's literally hundreds of different options that you could use. And Simone has really worked on this for a very long time to perfect the enjoyment of smoking, the process and enjoyment of smoking. And it really has paid off. This is a quality pipe. A couple of things that you might be asking, we mentioned the fact that some people might think, well, this is a novelty, you're not really going to enjoy it. Look, I've been smoking pipes for more than 40 years. This has to be one of the top 5 experiences that I've had with a pipe. Sometimes you have experiences with a pipe because of its sentimental value, or because of its specialty that maybe the person that carved it for you or whatever. But based purely on taste with a tobacco, this has been one of my top 5 experiences. Now, some of you might say, what is the benefits of this? Well, first of all, this style of pipe, the titanium, helps with a couple of things. It's a great conductor of heat. So it is literally pulling the heat out of the bowl, away from the tobacco, and dispersing it into the atmosphere, so that you experience solely the taste of the tobacco. Also, there's the condensation. The way the pipe is made, the condensation will sit at the bottom like a calabash pipe, so that you're not getting that condensation as you're smoking. And tongue bite, zero tongue bite. It's really, really good. This pipe will not overheat. It just will not. If you start to feel it kind of getting a little hot, all you have to do is leave it alone for 10 seconds, and it's back down to its original temperature. It's really great. The build, the way it's manufactured, it helps with the comfort of holding the pipe in your hand. So how does it work? Basically, you're just going to load this pipe like you would a regular pipe. I use the gravity system, where I will fill up the pipe loosely, pack it down just nice and easy, fill it up again, pack it down a little harder, fill it up again, and pack it much heavier on the third one. And it smokes just like a regular pipe. I just cleaned this the other day, and it took me literally 3 minutes to clean it. You can do it a couple of ways. You can use a wet paper towel with water. You can use paper towel with maybe some alcohol on it, not rubbing alcohol, but I'm talking about maybe like some amaretto or some bourbon or something like that to help clean it out and get all the tars and everything that it collects. Like I said, a pipe cleaner passes through it, no problems. The titanium weighs less than the stainless steel, so it's not a heavy pipe. It's really comfortable, and you can clench with this pipe. It's not too heavy. It doesn't feel like it's going to fall out of your mouth. The thermal conductivity of this is exceptional. I keep coming back to that. I just never had a pipe that smoked as cool as this pipe does. Great, great product. Um, he has several different options on his website of pipes to start with and everything like that. This particular style is the Bud of Titan, and it was a combo pack. It also came with the Toscano steel pipe, and you can buy the pipes individually. There's lots of different accessories. You can kind of build your own pipe. Um, it's really interesting as to what are available on the website. Again, all the parts are interchangeable, so even if you bought a different pipe with a different bowl, all these pieces that you already would have can interchange with the ones that you're getting. So you have so many different options to play with. Something else that I wanted to mention was that the fact that I have smoked several different types of blends in here, and I wanted to try some of the blends that I didn't particularly care for. Uh, David, you know which one I'm talking about. I tried a recent Burley blend that I had reviewed, and I didn't really care for that Burley blend that much, but uh, trying it in this pipe gave me the opportunity to kind of rethink my method on that, my particular concerns about that blend, and I found some new things about it that I did enjoy. So no bitterness, having less humidity, those types of things were improved with this particular pipe. Something else about this, if you wanted to even be a little more experimentative, is that a word? Experimentative? It is now. Um, you can also buy wooden bowls to put on these pieces that you already have. So he's got bowls that are made from olive wood. He's got bowls that are made from like a purple heart kind of wood. Also some walnut. Uh, interesting ideas as far as the use of wood with this. Now, here's the thing though. If you're really going for that pure, the most pure taste that you can get, then the titanium's the way to go. Because, like we said, with these woods, they're going to pick up characteristics of the tobacco that you smoke in them. That's just something you can't avoid. Also, the wood itself gives off a particular taste as well. So, you know, if you want the purest form of the smoke, then this is the way to go. But if you want to try using a wooden bowl with this with these apparatus right here as well, then those are available. Something really cool about he told me about the Tosco steel, which is the Toscano cigar pipe. Um, Sometimes it's a really, really small chamber, and you would think that a Toscano would fit in there just fine, but sometimes it is just a little bit loose, depending on which Toscano cigars you buy. So what you're going to do with that is you're going to light the Toscano first. Okay, get the end kind of moist with your saliva, light that Toscano, and then place it in there. Hopefully, with the saliva that's already on the cigar, that tobacco leaf will expand just a little bit, and it'll create a seal when you put it into here. If not, what you can do is you can just clip the bottom of that Toscano where it tapers down like this a little bit. Just clip the bottom until you feel a good seal in there. I smoked this one on the way home as well with a Toscano cigar. And the cool thing about it is I got every bit of that Toscano cigar. I did not waste a fraction of the cigar. Sometimes, when you're smoking the cigar like this, you're going to leave just a little bit of that cigar and you're going to throw it away because you just get so hot on the very, very end of it. Not with this. This will allow you to smoke it all the way down to ash. That's another thing I wanted to mention about these. I have not had one instance where I had any dottle at the bottom of the pipe, where I had not smoked the tobacco. It went out and just wouldn't light. This thing smoked from top to bottom, all the way through, down to ash. There was no waste of tobacco at all. It was really incredible. So to summarize, this is an incredible tool. It's very interesting. You're going to get some looks with this pipe because it's so different, so unique, but so effective. There are so many things that you can do with this pipe, so many ways to customize it and make it what you want it to be. The smoke in it is incredible. I cannot oversell this. It, as a matter of fact, I don't think anybody in the United States is a representative of this pipe. If I could, if Simone was interested, I don't think he is, but if he was interested in having a U.S. representative, I would sell these at all the shows. And I'm telling you, you will have an experience with your favorite tobacco in this pipe that you've never had before. These are quite unique and quite delicious. It's really, really good. So guys, what I would suggest is get on Job Pipe, JOBPIPE.IT. Get on their website, browse through there, look at all the different options. Man, there's a lot there. There's a lot to choose from. And you can have lots of different selections. You've got choices depending on if you're buying just individual pipe, like one piece, or if you're buying combinations, whatever. Looking on their website, the pricing on this is really, really reasonable, depending on what options you go with. There's just lots of different things that you can do with this, and it's kind of for me, it's really taking the next step into pipe smoking. It has found the science of pipe smoking and converted scientifically all that information to putting out your best flavors, your best experience, your best tastings of tobacco. This is really a great way to go. Am I ever going to stop smoking my briars? No, but this will be the pipe that I use every single time I want to try a new tobacco, because I'm going to get the essence of those tobaccos in more pure form than any other form that I can get. This is the way to go. So I think that one of these, at least one of these, needs to be in everyone's collections, especially if you're a person that likes to try lots of different tobaccos like I do. You're going to need something like this to make sure that you're getting the most out of your tobacco experience. All right, guys, well, that's all I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed this. Please, I encourage you to go to his website, check him out. Don't forget, make all your piping moments count. We'll see you next time, and have a great week. So long.